Retain gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again with another vital video. Peace, love, and abundance, to everybody that's tapped in. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave all my links in my description for y'all to check out. Make sure you leave a like on the video. I show my gratitude, you feel me? But so a guy asked me a question about what do I mean by spiritual attacks, and can I go a little deeper into it? All right. And basically what a spiritual attack is, it's a very subtle way of trying to groom your frequency or lower your frequency. That way you can be energy harvested, right? Your energy can be taken from you. All right. And just like you have a physical world, you can see cars, you can see trees, you can see grass, right? You can see everything that light touches. You can see it. There's a world beneath this world. There's a world outside of the physical. You can't see it, but it affects us every single second, every single day of our lives. Okay? Just like how your phone is able to connect to this invisible frequency that allows you to talk to other people, FaceTime, get on the internet. You feel what I'm saying? It's a frequency that you can't see, but it's there because you use it every single day. Your phone uses it every single day. Your phone, your devices are modeled after us because we are the original technology. So everything these devices do, you do. So you are connected to these invisible frequencies and energies as well that you can't see. This is what your third eye is for, or your first eye. It's able to feel beneath the veil. You can feel frequency and vibes and energies. Okay? And that's what's under attack when we talk about your spiritual war. All right? And it's happening to you every single day, and you might not notice it because you think that's just life. For example, you go to work, there's always some co-worker or even maybe your manager that's always messing with you. That's a spiritual attack. Right? You in a good mood, you having a great day, but then you go to the store and now the person at the counter, the register, they giving you attitude. They being rude for no reason. It's a spiritual attack. And things like this happen to you all the time, but you don't notice it. You're not aware of it being a spiritual attack because you think that's just life. No, everything happens for a reason. There is no coincidence in life. Okay, this universe is ran by divine mathematics. One big ass equation. If you look at corporations and big businesses, right, they model their business off of equations. All right, if we do X, Y, Z, this is going to happen. If A plus B equals CD, they make equations to try to funnel people in to buy into their companies or to even sell a product. So the same way you see these business models, the universe is modeled off of equations too. All right? So all this stuff is happening to you for a reason. Now, people hate to see you wake up. You'll notice the spiritual attacks don't happen until you wake up. You start to question things. You start to become aware of yourself and your surroundings. Because see, all your life, all of us, you have people placed around you to keep you asleep, to keep you from finding yourself, from finding the truth about life. Because they know if you wake up, all hell's going to break loose. You know what I'm saying? You're going to break free. You're going to find your happiness. You're going to find your purpose. So you have enemies and you also have allies that you come into this world with. And we're talking about on esoteric or the spiritual realm. This is happening, right? And it might come in the form of people that look familiar to you or people that you love. You see them physically who they are, but spiritually they might be someone else. They might be an enemy or they can be an ally. All right? Just like on the Truman Show, right? Everybody that was around Truman was an actor. And they was there to keep him asleep, to keep him in the program. From figuring out the truth, from asking questions. Truman was the main character. But they can't let him know that. He had to think that he was just a regular person living a regular life, when really he was the main character. Just like you're the main character in your life. And you have all these actors around you that play a role. Everybody plays a role in your life, in your experience. All right? You notice when Truman started to ask questions, that's when the spiritual attacks came. That's when he started getting attacked left and right. You know what I'm saying? He tried to take a trip. He tried to take a flight. Couldn't do that. He tried to take a bus. The bus broke down. He tried to drive. Remember, he tried to leave the city. Roadblocks, construction, traffic. All these obstacles placed in his way from stopping him from figuring out the truth. So that's what a lot of us go through. When you got on your journey, you started to awaken. That's when all the spiritual attacks came. Left and right, left and right. You wonder why all these things are happening to you. It's because they are afraid of you waking up. They don't want you to wake up and know who you are. So a lot of y'all started waking up, and as soon as you woke up, you started looking around like, whoa, wait. I don't like this. No, this is something wrong with this. This ain't right. Uh-oh, he's waking up. I'll send that girl after him. Or, change his algorithm. Put some cheeks in his face. You know what I'm saying? Let's send this person at him so we can drain his energy. Send this person that's gonna trauma dump on him. Or he's doing this video, send this loud car past him so it'll disrupt his frequency, disrupt the video. That happens to me a lot. Every time I start recording, bro, it seems like everybody want to start moving around. Any other time, though, it'd be quiet as a mouse. But as soon as I start recording, bro, all these loud cars come out of nowhere. People want to start walking past. You know what I'm saying? These spiritual attacks are there to disrupt your frequency. They hate to see you happy. They hate to see you asking questions, gaining new information and knowledge of yourself. They don't like that. So they gotta distract you. You don't know what people have attached to them. That's what you gotta be careful for, especially when you out here just talking to people randomly, or people stopping you to have random conversations. Have your third eye open, because that could be an attack. You always got to have discernment. You always got to analyze people when they come into your space. All right, what is this interaction for? What is it going to do for me? Right? Why am I having this interaction right now? This is happening for a reason. People have viruses attached to them. When I say viruses, I'm talking about programs. A lot of folks have viruses attached to them. All right? When we talk about spiritual warfare, we're talking about behind the veil. Consciousness or intelligence that you can't see. It doesn't have a physical body, but it's there. And it can be attached to a lot of folks. So if someone wants to try to get into your frequency, they're going to send this virus, aka this person that it's attached to, into your life. You know what I'm saying? And that they can lower your frequency to match that virus. Now you just caught it. You caught the virus, and now you wondering why you got an attitude, you're emotional. It seems like your blessings are cut off. Life is not flowing for you anymore because you got something attached to you. So when I be telling you guys to make sure you do a spiritual cleanse daily, scrubbing off your spirit, your aura daily, that's what I mean. You got to get these viruses up off you. And the best virus killer is nature. Them trees, boy, I'm telling you, them trees, it'll scrape that virus right up off you. You feel me? It's gonna get it up off you. They can't take that frequency. But also, you can program your own hardware with a virus protector. Your voice, your word is powerful. Your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You have everything in you. This is why I tell you guys, the Most High gave you everything that you need to survive in this world. Everything that you need is already in you. You just got to know how to use those tools. All right. So a lot of y'all, you starting to wake up and you noticing little things starting to happen, like little things that don't seem right, situations that you end up in that don't seem right, and you're like, nah, that's a coincidence. This can't be. Nah, this can't be that. Nah, that's it is. If you feel like something ain't right, don't ever question your intuition. Your intuition is always gonna be right. If you feel like it's something off, because it is off. right? And that's your higher power trying to get you to recognize what's real. You noticing that you're going through it more than usual. And before you woke up, it seemed like your life was cool, right? You had your issues, of course, but things seemed to flow more smoothly. And now you can see the difference, right? When you've evolved, you're a new person. You're starting to ask questions. Now you're starting to see like this weird shit start to happen. That's because it's trying to bring you back down, put you back down to sleep. Okay? We can't let him run out here because look, when you wake up, your energy's contagious. We can't have him around other people. You know, planting seeds inside them to wake up. We can't have that happening. We can't have that. We gotta cool him down. We gotta dim his light. All right, we gotta lower his frequency. Because once you start getting around other people, you're gonna become a natural leader. You're gonna influence the people around you. You're gonna influence your environment. You know, down to the animals. Everything's gonna change based off your frequency. That's how powerful you are. That's why they gotta send these distractions at you. Just think about how powerful you gotta be for you to have attacks coming at you left and right. To let you know how strong you are. They gotta bring a whole army at you. You know what I'm saying? But it won't prevail. It won't be successful. You know what I'm saying? Because you were built for this. You were resilient. You were built for any type of attacks, any type of spiritual attacks, any type of resistance. You were already built for it. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta worry about none of this, but just be aware of it. Be aware of why things are happening to you. Like for me, I noticed when I started speaking a certain way or speaking about certain things, I noticed certain opportunities ran away from me. Right? Certain people dropped out of my life as well. And I noticed my whole algorithm changed with who I identify with, who I build with, you know, who I allow into my space, who's able to really who I allow into my space, who I can really connect with. All that changed. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta ask yourself a question. Some people they can't handle this journey just because you lose a lot. It's a lot you have to sacrifice. You can't live a normal life. You can't just be like everyone else and be blind to the facts. The fact is you know too much now, so you can never go back to sleep. You can never go back to sleep. Right? So a lot of folks can't handle that. That's why they don't pick up that call. They don't want to wake up. Like Buddy in the Matrix. He loved that steak, right? He said that steak tastes like butter. So I can't eat that slop in the real world no more, man. I want to go back to sleep. I want to come back in here. I want to be rich. I want to have all the material things, all the girls, all the food I can eat. That's what I want. I don't want to live this life no more. I don't want to see the truth. I don't want to live outside the matrix because I'm not strong enough to handle the truth. You know? So, I'm going to tell you guys, for the ones that are new on your awakening, try to find that balance. Because if you focus too much on what you know, it can make you go, I don't want to say crazy, but it can definitely lower your frequency. And it can make you get depressed to the point where you don't want to go outside. You don't want to be around people. You don't want to live life. And we don't want to move that way. I had to find my balance. When I woke up, you know, what they call spiritual psychosis is the word for it. When you just out there, you know, and you can't live a normal life anymore. I feel like everyone goes through that. That's a real thing. And it is not your burden to hold the weight of the world on your shoulders. You don't got to put that pressure on yourself. Okay? You know what you know, but learn how to blend in and be in the world, but not of the world. You still can have your fun. You still can enjoy yourself. You still can do the things that you like, or the things that you liked before you were awakened, right? I still play the game from time to time. I still like to go out and travel and sightsee and do all those things. I still like to skate. Been doing that since a child. right? These are my hobbies, things I like to do. I'm never going to stop doing those things because that is my balance. That is my peace. Okay? You gotta give your lower self just as much as your higher self. You can't just be in one all the time, because then you're gonna disrupt your peace within. You're gonna become imbalanced. That's when a lot of problems start to arise. Okay? So find your balance in this. But just understand that when you awaken, spiritual attacks are coming. You know, protect yourself. Put that virus protector on before you walk out your house. Scrub your spirit daily. All right? And learn to smile. Don't take everything so serious. You got people coming around you yapping, trauma dumping on you. That's a spiritual attack trying to lower your frequency. Don't even give it no attention, right? You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, but block that energy out. I tell people that when they come around me, I don't even say things with my words. I look them in the eye. And I transmit that information through my eyes. Like, all right, you need to get away from me. And they get the message. Next thing you know, the conversation over with. Oh, well, I got to get out of here. Nice talking to you. Right? As soon as I give them that stare, I send that frequency through my eyes. Right deep down in their soul, they know, all right, yeah, he knows. Got to get up out of here now. Stay strong on your journey, man. Don't let these folks knock you off your path. They're going to try to do it, but they're not strong enough. They're not about that life. Okay? They're very weak. They're very cowardice. These entities. They have to sneak around and do things behind the scenes, right, without your awareness of it. That's how they get you. Okay? So walk around with your chest high, chin up, and just know that you have the power. This is your reality, and you are the main character. All right? So with that being said, if y'all need to speak with me, I do one-on-one consultations. I'll leave my link in my description. Y'all let me know in the comment section how you feel about the video and, you know, what you want me to talk about next. All right? So that being said, y'all have a beautiful day, and I'm out. Peace.